Well, we've never been so thirsty during an episode of the show. So, what does that mean? I think I'm very thirsty for going deeper in the twin flame journey, going deeper in union consciousness where I already am. So, that's my place. That's where I am. I want to go deeper. I want to go to the next level in my abundance receiving. And it just makes me so thirsty. All right, then. Well, I guess it's good to be thirsty when you are, because everything has a reason. Your twin flame is a present from the divine vortex, just like water is when you're thirsty, just like thirst is. Thirst is maybe just the real presence, because it makes you desire, it makes you long, it makes you open up for the flow of water. And that's just like, is the divine vortex that gives you your twin flame? Is that it? Is a twin flame it? Is the divine vortex it? No, maybe it's your desire for it in your heart, the deep longing in your soul. That is the real thing. And then it just, when you follow that, you let it in, this thirst for it. You just automatically go deeper in the divine vortex. And when you truly go deep in the divine vortex, your true twin flame must come forward as a present. And actually as like a law, a universal law, that they will appear right next to you while you travel there, while you keep on being open for your true soul thirst and let yourself be fed by the abundance of God. You just will experience that they will start to travel, or like float in space. You could almost maybe say, float in space next to you. As though you both are astronauts in the divine vortex of the universe. You'll just start to float next to each other, because that's a universal law. There is nothing else as sure as that. And when they don't, it's not your twin flame, which isn't bad, because only the true twin flame gives you everything that your heart truly desires. And that's no mistake, and that's not an undue statement. It's just the truth. And it's the true twin flame that your heart is longing for, no matter how you look at it, or bend it, or try to see it. It's only the true twin flame that unlocks that true union experience and that true abundance that starts to flow to you and through you, through your union, through the core of your union. You're just part of it. You just unlock this experience that you were always partnered up already. And now you just become aware of it. And you invite it in your space, in your daily life, in your actual physical reality, in your actual social reality. And that brings just this whole shift in how your daily life is ordered and stuff. And that brings other results. So maybe you were very poor before, and now you will be kind of abundant, right? In your specific way that fits uniquely you in your union. That's what'll happen. That's your twin flame is a present from the divine vortex. It's actually nothing special, but it is a present, a gift. It's gifted you. When you are attuned correctly, when you are allowing yourself to float in the divine space and not worry about how that looks. or what's going on, or try to control it with your ego anymore. And that's the lesson, that's the challenge, that's the difficulty, to allow that, to go there and stay there. But when you're there, once you're there, you shifted consciousness. You shifted from separation consciousness, separated from your twin flame, remember, to union consciousness, in union with your twin flame, after all. That's a huge difference. Even though at the beginning it seems like your body is still your body and things may look still the same a little bit, but on the inside everything has changed. Very different attitude, very different process you're in, very different heart feeling, very different inner peace, very different anchor you put out into a very different source. That changes everything, and you'll start to be this floating astronaut in a divine vortex, and your twin flame will float next to you, and it'll float next to you closer and closer the more you let it concretely in. That's the process. It's a presence from the universe, from the divine vortex. It's just a gift that is already given. You just unlock this experience, and there it is. And when you're there, it actually becomes so normal. And then you're like, wow, I start to integrate this high frequency, this beautiful floating as an astronaut here. And I'm not excited about it anymore. I'm not fearful anymore. It's just something that completely envelops me and in which I feel at home. And I can't understand anymore why I didn't do that earlier. Or what kind of life that was. What the heck was that? Feeling restricted, feeling away from them, feeling away from my own truth. What the heck was that? That was strange. And then you see that it was so normal in that old life to say no to the present of divine love, to say no to the gift of the divine vortex. You just said no to the twin flame because you said no to the truth of yourself. You said no to the core of your union. You said no to the eternal truth of the architecture of the universe and God, which is the same. And you see that it's so stupid to say no to what already is true. But now you have, conscious that you did say no once. and because you became conscious of where you said no and how you said no, even though at the time you had no idea that was what you were doing. And because you became conscious of the no, was able to let go of the no and process it until it started to disappear. And therefore you came into the area of the yes, of what was already true. That's why you're now floating here with your twin flame. And you can say yes to that more and more concretely to each other, and make of this floating composition that you do inside the divine vortex together your new life. And you say yes to that, and that's your marriage. So that really made me thirsty again. I think I'm just thirsty for that, for making that, for like tying it off, making it concrete. That's in my union consciousness life. Floating there and making it concrete, I guess. That made me thirsty again. So I guess that's where I'm at, make it concrete. That'll be my next step. Well, I think that that sneeze, these two twin flame sneezes just came out to me as the answer to, like, is that what I'm doing now? Well, that was it. That was a yes. That's where I'm at now. That was very concrete. Thank you, sneezing gods. Oh, gosh. What an episode we have today. And it's so funny that a lot of the times, like the things that happen by accident are just seem to be what it is all about. And that's also like a big pointer to how the journey will go for you, because it goes for me like that as well, because it is really that which happens because it bubbles up in life is the material to go deeper with inside your twin flame journey. That gives you the result of going to the next stage that brings you closer to your harmonious twin flame union and the physical living of that. It's always that which like bubbles up in the now that is like sort of kind of by accident really here, that gives you the material, that gives you the pointer, that makes you go deeper, that will be a successful new step. It's never what my ego thought out or planned out. That should be it. That is it. Although you can order your time, although you can even make use of an energetic strategy that aligns you better with the whole process. There are ways to order and align and strategize even, and I teach them in the Twin Flame Abundance Now year course that has the doors open right now. So there you go. By the way, yes, you can go to the link to look at the offer, but I also will be giving a webinar on Saturday, June the 21st, at which we go deeper about this whole topic, but also you get the chance to ask questions about that program should you want to. So there you go. Put it in your schedule. You can follow a program, my program, which is pretty organized. But at the same time, inside that program, we're going to work with what spontaneously bubbles up in you in the moment. And that gives us the most information how you can go deeper now and reach the next step towards your twin flame success. It's not what your ego figures out. It's not what like your mask, your social mask in the world that you might have developed earlier in life fantasizes that life is about, that is like floating around as a fantasy. It's much closer home than that. It's what you're overlooking while you are fantasizing about fantasies. It's coming home in your true self. And that is always present in the now, with all the most silly things that happen. And it is in how you experience that and from where you experience that. That's where the clue lies towards twin flame success.